So we're here on the daily chart, and Bitcoin is giving us the pullback we expected for Monday, Tuesday. We asked nicely, and Bitcoin delivered. I don't want to spend much time here on the daily time frame today. If you're interested in the bigger picture, I really invite you check out the videos of the last few days. They are, of course, all still relevant, and there I pointed out a lot about the bigger picture. But I just want to mention, for those who are new, the overall thesis is we are in a bear market, and the market could still grind a little higher. It's not a must, but at the moment I'm leaning towards it, that the market moves higher as long as this support zone is holding between $59,317 and $62,436, that the market has a chance, look, to push higher towards the red resistance zone once more between 69,000 and 72,000. Ideal targets we talked about here, possibly around the yellow trend line or the 100% extension, pretty much exactly where the 70K level is located. And before we zoom in, we have, a couple of pathways the market can use to grind higher. The first one would be a clean 5-wave move up like this. This would probably point towards the 70.5K area, or we get one more low and the market can try again. But I can tell you that if the price breaks below the August low, or specifically below the micro support areas, I'm going to show you in a minute on the smaller time frame, probabilities will increase that a more meaningful top is formed, and the market might move directly lower. That's why I said we're likely in the bear market. So don't treat upside potential as strong trend or anything that has a very high probability. It would be considered a counter trend move in a downtrend. Very important distinction. So let us take a look at the smaller time frame and how it behaves, how it develops. So let's go to the smaller time frame. This is now the 30-minute chart. And the idea remains that the initial move up from the July low was a 5-wave move up into the 15th of July high. Quick reminder, that was not unexpected. July is normally a rather bullish month. Yeah, that happened nicely. And then we even got one more high, which is an overshooting corrective rally, which topped on the 21st of July. And then basically just sideways movement. And the price dipped into this support zone between 59,369 and 62,533. That's our Fibonacci support box here. So that's relevant. Price dipped into it and has delivered a 5-wave move up from that low in August. So funny enough, the 1st of August low was a significant low, and the 1st of July low. Yeah. So the market has given us a 5-wave move up from there as well. So it's entirely possible that we've started now the next move up. I just showed it to you on the larger time frame towards 69 to 72K. And I can tell you that because we had a 5-wave move up. I mean, do I know what happens? Do I know? Do we all know what the market will do? No, as I always say, the market is the boss. But the market delivered the 5-wave move. That's a signal. And then after a 5-wave move up, you normally get a 3-wave pullback at least. And this is also what we expected. I posted that only yesterday on X. For those of you who are following here, by the way, if you're not doing that yet, make sure you do so. It's the More Crypto Online channel. You get a lot of additional updates here as well. For example, posted it yesterday, Bitcoin could form a top in wave 1 very soon. This was here just before the price broke to the downside. And again, I don't know what the market will do. I can only show you the most likely scenarios. Basically, at any juncture, what would be normal for the price to do? Of course, sometimes the market does something that's a bit fancy, something, some extensions, sometimes pullbacks are weak, it is what it is. The market is the boss, yeah? But again, by just showing you ideal roadmaps and the parameters associated with each scenario, you have everything you need, really. So, but again, check out our X channel as well. Now that pullback has started, or is unfolding. And we're now in this micro support zone here for wave 2. Normally we say, the 78.6 retracement to the 38.2 retracement, 62.9 to 64.2K. That's in this case the ideal support zone. the correction, I mean, it might complete in this region. Reaching the 50% retracement is normally considered an ideal target for a wave 2. But again, I always try to add some education here as well. What do we need to see? What do we need to see as a signal that this wave 2 is bottomed? A small, and it doesn't need to be a massive one, but a small 5-wave move up, ideally followed by 3 waves down. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Here, a low formed, we had 5 waves up. That indicates a low is in. 3 waves down. Now, it might be that we spend a... Hold on. Do you want to do that? I hate it when it opens this. Yeah. Nobody asked AI to step in here. Okay, so this is precisely what normally the price does. A 1-2 setup. Of course, this wave 2 could extend a little bit. I mean, I can't really say that this is a very stretched out wave 2 yet. It's very short and swift. Sometimes these wave 2s are like that. A more ideal wave 2 would in fact be a wider ABC structure like this before going higher. That often happens when the first breakout attempt fails, could even overshoot, and then comes down again. That's what we consider an A, B, C structure, and these B waves often overshoot. And instead of a small ABC structure, it's just a larger one. That's why I often say not the labels are important, but the levels. Because of course, the market could just move sideways a bit. It would still keep that wave 2 alive because we wouldn't break below any support, right? Only below 62.9K, it will become more probable that a deeper pullback is unfolding and the market is going to test the lower support area, which we have defined here between 59.3 and 62.5K. That would probably involve a break below the August low. So basically that means in both of these scenarios that we're tracking here, the market has a chance still to move higher. I have to say though, I'm only leaning towards the orange count because of the 1-2 setup. If that breaks, it could open the door to move down to around about 55K, yeah, where we have a larger degree Fibonacci support here, and maybe even lower. So yes, of course, it could be that the market, if the upper support breaks, it finds support here and tries again. But I think it would then have to prove it again. At the moment, the market is telling me I'm trying, you know? I'm trying. I'm giving you 5 waves up. That's the local uptrend. And the pullback, we're holding support right now. Key spot here. And so I think the next 24 hours will become very, very interesting. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, I recommend that you check out our membership as well. Because as a member, you get access to our terminal, where you can get access to more than 80 tools. Plus, every day you get a briefing. You get, for example, our shortlist for stocks as well, for undervalued stocks. Then you get a lot of additional stuff here in the terminal, plus an academy. And of course, and that's actually the main part, even though the terminal becomes more and more the main part, you get access to our Elliott Wave updates and chat rooms and much more. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.